G'day ladies and gents, welcome to MagzTV and War Thunder, now with 3,000 subscribers. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to throw up a battle at the end, business as usual. I'm going to take a pause in the middle to have a quick chat about the channel, now I'm at 3,000 subs. However, first I wanted to throw up a short battle here to begin with. Now this is the KI-45T, armed with a 37mm cannon and twin 20mm cannons in, and watch me butcher the pronunciation of this, Schrager Music configuration. Now I'm almost positive I got that wrong, so for anyone from Germany, I'm sorry. Now, the other day NTAC posted a video that actually caught me trying to chase a spade in this particular aircraft, and I was just flying around derping things with 37mm to get enough RP to get the spade and move on to the next aircraft. And he gave me a shout out in the middle of the video, and while I was watching it I noticed he was having a little bit of problem trying to get the upwards facing 20mm operating. I had never bothered trying to use them. I really couldn't see a practical purpose for them in War Thunder at all, so I decided to drag this thing back out and see whether or not I can get a kill with them. Now honestly, I should have had a crack at this Typhoon with those 20mm, but I just keep derping him at him with a 30mm. This video was one that would have been deleted under normal circumstances, because minus this little battle here that I've edited in, the rest of the match was batshit boring. The enemy team's all on the other side of the map, and I never get close. There's a Typhoon out of the game. Alright, time to go test these cannons, and the matchmaker has provided me with a Wellington, exactly the sort of machine I should be using them on. So, begin to approach in, just take low over water. I want to come in underneath, and there we go. You'll notice the actual steering cursor is now at the bottom of the screen, and I'm now looking at the reticle that's above me and using that to guide. Now you've got to look at two parts of the screen to line this up, and you'll notice I almost have no lead. I put the cursor on the target, pull the trigger, and it shoots everything. The lead you are actually seeing that I'm having to make to get hits is actually me accounting for my ping. So I've switched back over to the main guns, and there we go. Now all I did then to make that to activate that was I bound the P key on my keyboard. It's in an awkward pain in the ass position, but it's there. Hitting that key activates the upward facing 20mm. That gives me my upwards angle to aim the upwards facing targeting reticle on target. And then it's a simple matter of pulling the left mouse button like you normally would to fire your main weapons, and that fires off the 20mm. Hitting the P key again switches you back to your standard view to go back to flying. And that was pretty much all that happened in this match. I turned back to the base, I went back, I landed, I got a repair, I got a rearm, and the match ended because everyone got shot down. So clearly this isn't War Thunder going on in the background at the moment. This is Guns of Icarus Online. Expect to see some of this coming up on my channel soon. I got this on the Steam Summer Sale, and I have fallen in love with this game. It is just awesome. So, 3,000 subscribers, probably 3,100 by the time I finished editing this video. What's been going on? Well, it's only been a month since I did the 1,700 subscriber Q&A. Not a lot has changed at this point. I'm still trying to get a few things organised. The stuff that I promised is still coming, tutorials and so on. Basically I work two jobs in real life at the moment, and winter, Australian winter, is the busiest time of the year for both jobs, and we are smack bang in the middle of it right now, so I'm just having trouble finding time to get things done fast. Things will get better over time. It should start quieting down within the next couple of weeks, but until then I am running my ass off with real life jobs as well as trying to maintain what I'm normally doing now. Hopefully I will be able to get some more stuff up soon. Unfortunately, the real life jobs is exactly the reason why I will not be doing the competition that I was looking at doing in my 1,700 subscriber video. It's just not going to be an option. I won't have time to watch any of the replays that will get sent in. So what I'm going to do instead is a viewer's request. Now I have no idea how to set up those web surveys, so what I'm going to do, drop me a message in the comments of this video with the plane you want to see me fly. I'll go through the results in about a day or so when I log on to this video, and I'll just go through and I'm going to count out what planes you all pick, Whatever the highest number is the plane that I'll be bringing out in one of the videos in the next week. Simple, elegant, pretty much all I really have time for at this point. One thing, if you can, try not to be cruel and select things like the Wellington. You know that'll be a batshit boring video. I don't really care, fighters, bombers, attackers, just something that will be interesting. Give me something to work with here. And you can choose anything you want. That has been the one major thing that has happened since the 1700 subscriber video. I have now completed research on all aircraft within the game. I have now purchased all aircraft within the game. Well, excluding one. I still haven't bought the F-30 Sabre for the Japanese. Mainly because that thing's 1.9 million. It's hands down the most expensive battle rating 8.7 jet in the game. Although I will have that owned within the next day or so as well. Now, other games on the channel besides War Thunder. Well, as I mentioned before, I probably will be putting some Guns of Icarus up just because I really enjoy the game. I'm probably going to finish my playthrough of Sniper Elite 2, although that playthrough is probably going to last months. It's just going to be a video when I have to do something different or I'm going to lose my mind. Just something I'll be doing whenever I have a series of bad matches, really. In War Thunder. War Thunder programming will stay exactly the same as it always has been. I have had requests for other games. I'm not entirely sure whether or not I should throw any of them up. The main ones that I keep getting asked about is MechWarrior Online, World of Tanks, and I've been asked about Warframe a couple of times as well. Now, I have accounts in all three of these games. I just don't play them very often. Let me know in the comments as well if you'd ever like to see any of those. They will never take over the main priority of this channel, which will be War Thunder, but just as something different every now and again. Well, I think that covers everything in regards to the channel update. I'd just like to say a special thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. Hope you have a good time here. To all my old subscribers, thank you for hanging around. You guys are awesome. Yeah, let's cut with the self-indulgent bullshit now and go back to the reason why you came to this channel in the first place. Actually, let's just hold off for a second. I want to see this guy go pop. Flamethrowers on a squid is awesome. For those of you who have never heard of this game before, this is basically steampunk airships engaging one another in aerial naval combat. Full broadsides, flamethrowers, cannons. And the ships are multi-person crewed. Each ship has 4 players on board and they have to split themselves between engineering roles, gunnery roles and captain roles. So steering and controlling the ship. Ah, he didn't go pop. Ah well, let's go watch some other stuff blow up. So, back to business as usual and welcome aboard the Typhoon 1B late. As per usual, we're on Hokkaido because what other map would the British get this match? This is around a battle rating 4.3 to 4.7 match. And I've just made contact with 3 enemy aircraft. They're flying at about 14,000 feet at the moment to my 11. Just above, so flying off center at the moment. I'm not going to turn into them. Pulling underneath them would be just asking them to kill me. I do have allies in the area, however I am sort of the tip of the sword in this position. So best bet is just to keep cruising through. If they turn to engage me, they're going to be putting my team to their backs. And that's a big mistake. And in this case it looks like the American team isn't foolish. They've continued through to engage the rest and position themselves against the rest of the team behind me. However, an F4U has just appeared itself out of the clouds in front. I think that looks like a rather nice target for a first kill. Begin my bank down. Only a gentle dive at the moment. I'm not ready to swing myself full through. Until now. Now I'm pulling in. Completing the half loop will allow me to drop in on the Corsair's tail. Now the Corsair does roll better than the Typhoon does, so I have to be aware and lead my shots, anticipating his movements. Pull the WEP off. Take it into the vertical. I actually want to kill some speed here at the moment. I'm going so fast I'm continually overshooting the F4U. I can't have that happen. That puts 650 caliber machine guns straight to my rear and I do not want that. And get the guns online, put a round into him. Second one, that's a critical hit. He's losing the battle of the rolling scissors now. And he's throttled up and tried to run, which is great. It means I can keep my engine up high now. And there we go. He was obviously in a catastrophic dive, wasn't able to pull out of it, so he just bailed from the aircraft. So, turning back towards base and heading back to my team, it looks like the P-39N that was at altitude with the 3 fighters that I passed at the start of the match has come down to ground level. Whether or not he was forced down, or whether or not he dove down to try and defend the PBJ that's down here as well, doesn't really matter. Moving to engage him now. Just carefully controlling the throttle. I don't want to smash the ground. But I don't want to give up too much speed here at the moment either. That thing's got a 37mm cannon. It'll only take one hit to take me out. Managed to turn wide. This is going to allow me to drop in on his tail and have more than enough energy to be able to close distance with him fast. Just setting my lead. And there we go. That's the P-39 out of the fight. We've got a B-25 to the rear, and there was a PBJ around here somewhere. There it is, straight ahead. 2 kills and still have 438 rounds remaining in the guns. Now this thing is a monster of a plane. I love this thing. I don't know why it took me so long to fly it. I really hadn't touched the Typhoon 1B/L in... Well, I unlocked it very, very, very early on in my War Thunder career, and my first match was only a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I know exactly why I didn't fly this plane. Very early on in the game, I think it was the 2nd or 3rd premium that I ended up getting, but I got the Typhoon 1B, the British Era 3 premium Typhoon. And I was told that it was an identical aircraft to this one in every way, it just has a different looking cockpit. So, you know, I've got a premium aircraft here, it earns double RP, it earns double credits. Why would I fly the one in tree if it's completely identical to the premium that I just bought? Of course, while that may have been true at the time, it no longer is. The 1BL now has its own flight model, and this thing it just stands head and shoulders over. It's faster, it's more powerful, it has absolutely no overheating problems. It doesn't have WEP, but it produces WEP-like power at 100% throttle. Excluding the obvious change of the teardrop canopy, which is damn sexy, however, the biggest change between this and the Premium Typhoon is the cooling system. Where the Premium Typhoon is a great plane, you do have to constantly fight the throttle in order to keep the thing cool and not killing its own engine. This thing runs like a rock. If you do happen to get it up into the amber, a few seconds with the throttle wound down to about 75% will shut it down and bleed off about a 10 to 15 degree window for you to be able to punch the throttles back to 100%, and you're not going to have an overheating problem for several more minutes. So the PBJ got shot down not far from our base. He won't be camping there anymore, and one of our Spitfires has come across a P-38G that was trying to sneak around to our farmost runway. I'm moving in to assist him first. Just checking map locations. I want to see where everyone is, where all the dots are, where the likely places that the enemy are going to be built up. Now, unfortunately, the Spitfire is diving away from me and taking the P-38 with him, which is making my job a hell of a lot harder here, trying to intercept and save him. This P-38's actually done two critical hits on him have popped up on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, so he's had issues. I'm not sure, if he's still diving away, I might have taken a fatal hit in there. Oh wait, P-38's passing underneath. Just bank in to engage. Now take it into a sharp burst to get altitude here, roll down. P-38 brakes at the last second as I'm just about to bring guns onto target. The Tempest in that situation does not turn particularly fast, however I bank away and just keep the throttle up, and for some reason the P-38 isn't trying to manoeuvre, and that kill is just a gimme. So that's 353 rounds remaining in the guns, and I need to go find myself another target to kill. Unfortunately, this was a point in the match where the map started to drag out a little bit. There are only 3 targets left alive when I killed that P-38. There are now only 2. All of them were B-25s, and they're playing hide and seek in the clouds. However, this one here is attempting to break out of the bottom and go for ground targets. time to go give him the good news. Now I've just dived out of the clouds. You know I'm immediately angling back up and taking the plane through a loop. I was at almost 800 kilometers an hour when I broke through the bottom of those clouds, and before that was way too fast to be booming on a B-25. All it would do is make me overshoot, miss a lot of rounds, possibly fly me into the ground or into the machine gun fire on the B-25. I needed to slow it up a little. 600, much better. First burst through, clipped the back of the engines. No critical hits, but a good hit overall. Just keep the nose sharp, up. Drops me down to about 350, reinitiate the dive, boom through again. I want to stay away from those 50 cals, and this time I just unloaded the back of the plane. Fireballed both engines, ripped apart, blew off most of the control surfaces, and he is out of the match. Unfortunately, I did jam a couple of my guns then, so I need to RTB for ammo and gun repair. And in that time, the last B-25 was tracked down and eliminated, so that was the end of the match. Let's go check out the results. So, results for the match. First place for the team, 4 kills, Terror of the Sky, Bulletproof Awards, the 75,000 Silver Lion Battle Trophy, which brought my grand total on Silver Lions to 138,260 for the match, with 6,402 base RP on an X2, with a premium count of course. And I'm pretty sure this was the second last match I flew in this plane before I got the Spade. Well, I completed the cover in this one. I'm pretty sure I only had the guns and the pylons left to go in order to complete it at the time. And what a beast this thing is. It's like flying a Tempest 5 at Era 3. It is just a monster of a plane. Anyways, ladies and gents, I'm going to call this one here. Once again, thank you very much to all my new subscribers. It is awesome having you here. Thank you for clicking that subscribe button, and I really do hope you enjoy the content and the future content in this channel. Until next time, ladies and gents, click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more, fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.